But let's also cross over to the Kempinski Hotel, where the bigger event is happening too. And we'll be going into a plenary session on sexual and gender-based harassment. We'll pick it live for you right now.
And if it's any consolation, that came to me when I was 4 months pregnant and in jail, that I thought, what am I doing to myself? What am I doing to my child to be? And I thought, you know what? One day when my daughter is older, I will ask her that question. And when my daughter, who I called Liberty because I was several months pregnant with her in jail, and when she turned 16, I said to her, you know, would you have had it otherwise? I did what I did. It could have put your life in danger. It may have done. And she said, Mom, you did the right thing. And that was the affirmation that I needed. So, young woman, it's going to take bravery. It's going to, as I say, nobody's going to make that path easier. Some are worse than others. But stick with it. And sometimes, you know, hopefully you get through to the other side and you make a difference to the world and to the plight of women in the process. Thank you.
I will kind of take it from where Gwen left. She said something very important. And I would add to that is that attacks, and we are talking about attacks and threats and abuses, but I feel as a journalist, attacks do not define me. Surviving an attack also doesn't define me. It's the stories that I do, the level of integrity, honesty, and the impact that I make as a journalist, not as one who has been attacked. That's what defines me. So it's very important to stay alive. And somebody just said that to Rana. It is. And it's very important to support each other. It's important to endure. But it's equally important to make sure that we continue to tell that story that needs to be told. And somebody asked here, what happens after Me Too? A lot of people they're scared of losing their job. Of course you will be scared. But why be scared? That fear is not confined to your job alone. Even when we face some threats, a lot of sexual violence women face within their families and in their community. So you always tend to lose something by speaking out. So it's okay if you lose your job, but think of the changing time. If there is internet troll are growing in numbers, then you also have a lot of digital media outlets now. You do have a lot of media outlets wanting freelancers to tell more stories, and these are positive little signs that really mean a lot. So this is where I tell my story. In 2011, I resigned as a journalist after facing intense sexual and gender-based harassment from my boss. And then I turned a freelancer. It was not a choice, but a compulsion. I gave myself 1 year. If I could survive and support my mother, who is 76, then I would continue. And within that 1 year, I got 3 fellowships. And then one of the stories actually fetched me 4 awards. And they got, I think, 13 to 14 of the people that I reported jobs, alternative livelihood. So there was a huge impact in the community. The story was about climate change driving women from the farm families into prostitution, into sex work. So drawing from my own experience, I would say it's okay to be scared because we are human and we have a right to be scared as well. But always think of the other positive alternatives that you have. And this is where the Japanese colleague, I'm so glad you are here, you told our story. And international collaboration, cooperation is great. I am also very happy, and I want you to know that a lot of organizations these days are actively supporting transboundary, cross-country collaboration among journalists. So you need to keep in touch, you need to collaborate with journalists from other countries to tell your story, to find support, and also to find alternative ways to earn a living. These are good times. These are very bad times, but these are also good times if we are together. And I hope that we'll always continue to be like that.
Thank you so much. I know there are a lot more questions in the room. We have come to the end of our formal time here, but we're going into a coffee break. So what I'm going to encourage is if our panelists can stick around for a few minutes, those of you who have questions that you can come up and speak with them one-on-one. I want to say thank you to all of you. This has been a really, really amazing discussion, and I really applaud all of you for your bravery and courage. And thanks to our audience for being here.
So that was a plenary session at the Kempinski Hotel where we are celebrating the World Press Freedom Day.